Thank you. Hey, Sam. Aaron, how are you?
I made it.
Are you? Good. Ready?
Yep.
Stand by. Action.
Take it easy, will you? Just take it easy.
Sorry, I guess I'm still a little bit shook up, you know?
It's totally natural. I'd be worried if you weren't a little shook up, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Hey, I just want you to know, you handled yourself pretty good back there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it was no big deal.
No, you kept your head, you handled the situation. You did everything you were supposed to do. You did great.
Shut up.
I'm serious.
So, but is there gonna be like an inquiry?
Yeah, but don't worry about that.
But what happens? Like, do they...
You gotta go down to the trial room. They'll ask you what happened. They'll ask me what happened. They'll read your report. They'll read my report. And they'll say, okay, great. That's it. Don't worry about it. Anyway, that guy's gonna be fine, so don't worry about it, okay? I mean, personally, I wouldn't have hit him quite that hard. But it's a judgment call, you know? I mean, fact is, if I did hit him that hard, I'd probably be dead.
Yeah, well, I mean, for a minute there, I thought he was, you know?
Believe me, he's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. Besides, that guy had it coming.
Right? I mean, you told me, you gotta establish yourself.
Absolutely, there's no doubt about it. I don't know an officer in the division, male or female, that wouldn't have done the exact same thing, the exact same way. Only, probably not as good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That means a lot coming from you.
Well, what do you mean?
That's all.
What did I ever do to deserve such high praise?
You? Oh yeah, only nothing.
Serious?
What did you do?
Yeah.
Come on.
So, you like the way I handle myself?
Slightly, yeah.
So what do you think of me then? Now I'm serious. What do you think of me?
I think you're the most dedicated person
Don't
I've ever
butter
met.
me up.
No. I think you're the best cop I've ever seen.
No shit.
Fuck, I forgot the name.
Don't ask me.
Don't ask me questions. I don't know. One more time?
Don't ask me questions if you don't want a straight answer.
I don't fuck around. Can we take it from there?
Take it back from what do you think of me?
Okay.
So what do you think? Now I'm serious. What do you think of me?
I think you're the most dedicated person,
Don't butter me
I've
up.
ever met. I think you're the best cop I've ever seen.
No shit.
Don't ask me questions if you don't want a straight answer. I don't fuck around. You want a bullshit glass, Lieutenant Finelli, or whatever the fuck his name is.
You don't like Bob
I
Finelli?
don't care. He can fucking talk his shit. I don't give a shit.
So I'm the best cop you ever saw.
You heard what I said. Yeah, so got a head the size of, I don't know, some really big, but yeah, you're the kind of cop I'd like to be. It's the truth.
You're full of crap.
No,
Those guys have been filling your head with a lot of shit. So don't go paying too much attention to any kind of flashy stories you may have heard about me. You know last month when I got that commendation? The 5th year in a row I've gotten that commendation. So what? And finally on the list to get my gold shield. And those guys, they're running around Jerry McAllen's house saying all sorts of shit about me, calling me super cop. And Frank Hall. he makes this T-shirt and gives it to me. It's got this photograph. You know how you can get a photograph put on a T-shirt?
Yeah.
He has a T-shirt made and he puts my head on a picture of Superman. And underneath it says Super Bill. Such bullshit.
Well, I don't think it's bullshit.
Okay, tough guy. What are you smiling like that for?
I don't know.
What are you turning away
I'm
for?
not turning away.
You flirting with me?
No.
Are you flirting with your partner?
No.
It's against the law, you know.
No, it's not. I mean, I'm not doing it, but if I was, it wouldn't be against the law.
Any more of this, and I will sue your ass for sexual harassment.
Okay. Yeah, right. I think it's like a little too late for that.
All right. I'm gonna have a few minutes and see my friend Jim, and then we'll get back to work. And after we sign out, we can get ourselves a little drink. If you want, you don't. I completely understand.
All right.
All right. Good. Straighten up.
Yeah.
Behave yourself. Good looking.
Yeah, I'll try.
God, okay.
I did notice we were both cross-armed at one point, which was not.
Yeah, the not doing something, not having something to do feels a little weird. I really wanted to sit down though.
So I'm going to tell you, you both need to find something to use as uniforms.
Yeah.
Because that gives you all the things you need to do. You're wearing badges that might be crooked. You got belts that might be needed straightening out. You have things that might come unclipped. You got these things up here. You got a body camera that you might just have to cover up for all this, or maybe you don't. But the idea is, yeah, and just having something that works as a uniform, even if it's not a real uniform.
I have a couple of, when I discussed it with, I don't know about a whole utility belt.
No, but as long as you've got something that you can fiddle with, I would just suggest a badge.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's something that matters a great deal to you, and probably being put together. For you,
Hat.
his badge.
Big suit.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean that opens up all kinds of possibilities, because the physical language of intimacy here has been diffused by the sort of random movement and an inability to interact over a shared thing. And I think that opens up opportunities.
Yeah, if we were on the streets of New York, I would have been right up on it. You know what I mean?
Would you have?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't have been doing this. I don't think.
Probably not.
But
Not without song and dance.
Right. Yeah. I meant to look at other people to kind of lower the conversation when we were talking a little bit more intimate.
Well, look at what you're doing right now, David.
Hey.
It's amazing how that would actually work if you assume that was a handrail that you had next to you or something like
Right.
that. And suddenly what happens then is that you become the still place and she becomes the person who's insecure.
Which is what I'm saying. Yeah.
And so it lets her move instead of both of you. And that dynamic mirrors what's going on between you a little bit better. So just having a way to make you comfortable being either against the side of a building or on a handrail or whatever this might be, other than a sofa.
Okay.
It might be a good opportunity. What'd you guys see? Questions?
David, I had a question. Did you, when she said that I think you're the best cop you've ever seen, both times, you guys did it twice just because we went back, you made the choice both times to just like midway through the sentence before she really had a chance to say anything, to just like, oh, don't, and everything like that. Did you, as your character...
The Don't Butter Me Up?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, and it's not written that. That's a good catch. It's not written that way, but I always felt like when she says that word, starts with a D. Most dedicated. Dedicated. When she says the most dedicated, for something inside me, every time we did it, Tony, it just said, cut it off. And I don't know if that's personally, because I always have a tough time taking compliments, but I just thought about Bill was sitting there trying to pull these compliments out of her. He was definitely searching for compliments. And I just thought that maybe she could do a little better than that.
At this point in the scene, have you already slept together?
Yes. We were hoping it would be apparent when she delivers that almost second to last line. It's
Yeah,
a little late for that.
Yeah.
Where did that happen, and who tapped whom?
I'd like to say I did the tapping. Since we,
Bill definitely did, but I think for Dawn, you find out later in the script for her, it's not just sex. It's not just, it's,
Right.
she's thinking soulmate territory. It
Right.
quickly gets diffused. And
But
we had.
where did it happen, and what was it like?
at
It
your
meant
place.
a lot for Dawn. For me, it meant everything, and he's my partner, and a lot.
Oh no,
of
this
You
is a
want
great
the
way to spend a little bit of
physical
time. I'd like each of you
location?
to describe the evening in your own words and how that played out.
The sex.
Oh my God.
You want to go first?
He's talking about like the set, not just the set.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I went over there.
No, really, seriously,
Yeah,
mainly
no,
the
no, it was
sex.
very animalistic.
Well, I
I
guess
mean,
Bill
there
was
wasn't any
fine.
love making or anything like that. I mean, I caught it in her eyes a couple of times, so I stopped looking into her eyes.
Gotcha. So for you, right,
Yeah, no, it was just sex.
right.
I mean, I gotta go home to a wife, and I gotta bang this other lady.
Kitchen table,
Absolutely,
sofa.
yes. All
What are
the
we
good
talking
stuff
here?
like that.
Bed? Did we make
Yeah.
it to the bed?
There was all fours, and you don't normally do that on the first time, but yeah, we were doing that too.
All fours. Like, are we talking? Hang on. This is important.
No, it was just sex.
Hardwood floors or like carpet?
Rough on the knees. No, it was carpet.
Carpet. Okay. Was it like an area rug, or was it like the bathroom mat, the bath mat? Was
Area
it
rug, yeah.
Area rug. Okay. All right.
So I think this is where we completely disagree because. I
Now,
don't
please
think-
tell me about what the experience was like.
Yeah, I don't think.
Tell me about this
Or-
sexual experience with this man.
He is her.
No, me. Talk about you.
He is my sort of my beacon of light in this whole thing. So one night after we were working and had a deep connection, deep conversation,
About what?
he made a move
About-
about how hard it is to be a first
So-
generation woman.
so you would
in a
tell
police
me-
department.
I was talking to him about how hard it was to be a cop, and I've never been
He
understood
understood,
better.
and he got it.
I gave the impression
He leaned
that
over and gave me
Her
a
turn.
kiss, and it was passionate, and it was deep, and it was mad, crazy, passionate sex.
What was the best part of it?
Looking in each other's eyes.
I love that choice because now it's just
It's
such
like
a stark
complete
difference. There we go.
opposite.
And this is where I was hoping this would go, is that you have two very different recollections of this event, and that it meant two very different things to you.
Doesn't it?
And so it was experienced differently. And so then what happens here in this interaction is who's flirting, and who
Yeah.
are you flirting?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing?
kind of flirting too,
Why?
because I want to make sure that I'm still going to be getting that. I don't know that I've already planned on having drinks yet.
What'd you get out of the sex?
Just sex. I mean, there's nothing else to it. I didn't
Wow.
Really?
think of
She's
anything else.
young.
No.
Why do you fuck the woman upstairs?
Why wouldn't I? I mean, she's there. She's a model. She's good looking, and she's good looking.
You're in New York City.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
American women are
dime a dozen.
And if, right, but I
And
mean,
he
I
has
get
a
to,
diamond.
but I get her every day. She's right there. I don't have to go hunting anything. And this other lady's on my route.
And why do you need
Easy.
sex so much?
I'm 32.
Why do you need sex so much? What does it do for
Okay, all right. It's always good for the confidence.
you?
Makes you feel good.
Why is he insecure and unconfident?
Mom did it.
I mean, look at all of the things you talk about in this scene about yourself.
Right.
I got that award. Look at this. I'm, you speak from a position of confidence and power, and we assume now that that's a cover.
I never assumed that. It makes sense though.
And so when you say, don't butter me up,
Right.
at the end of the scene, after you talk about, I forget what it was at the end of the scene. May I see the scene real quick? At the end of the scene, you talk about, you ask her to essentially compliment you. right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, you're asking her, you are asking her to
Build up my self-esteem.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yep.
So now, as someone who, I mean, every peacock has a tail. I don't know what that means. Let me find that out. Sounded so good at the moment.
Wow.
Every
But they can't ever see.
She left it like that and left it
there it is.
like,
Thank you.
Interesting.
Right.
What are you turning away for? I'm not turning away. What are you flirting with me? No. You're flirting with your partner? No. I mean, that whole section is you asking her essentially to flirt with you.
Right, agreed.
Your tail is fanned out at that point. You know, you could be the most impotent peacock in the farm, but that tail's gonna, you know, bring the milkshake to the farm where all the.
Oh, wow.
So anyway,
Video. I'm so glad it's on video.
but the point is, this is a display of preening. It is a display of plumage, literally the uniform, literally the badge, and so when you're against that wall, you cannot simply lean. You pose.
Okay, no, I hear you. That makes sense.
You with me?
Yep, I am.
She's circling. She doesn't know, you know, not quite.
No, I have to work on that.
But then the question then is, what do you do when you get that satisfaction? What does it trigger in you? Some guys simply cannot get off unless they are praised. Unless they are complimented, unless they are told, oh baby, no, you're the best. You're the best. I've never had it like you.
Yeah, I guess when I was looking at him, I was thinking, he's just a prick, and people are pricks. And that,
People are never
I
just
went
pricks.
that extra yard to figure out why he needed it.
There you go. Sorry, yeah, we're a little heavy on the sex tonight. I'm sorry about that. But you get the point though.
Yeah.
That I think it's not some sort of superfluous thing, but I think it's relevant to this. And then also, why the hell is that attractive to you? Why him? What is in you that makes this lack of sincere connection to you the thing that you equate with your soulmate?
So, I think I could argue two different things, but because of the quick turnaround that she does once facts are sort of presented to her, and she realized, and you know, the plumage, I guess, has gone back into hiding whatever fucking peacocks do. She just very quickly snaps out of it. So I think it's more the illusion, the idea of him. He's a very successful.
You're surrounded by what is that now?
Exactly.
What is
And
that
he's
now?
a very successful police officer in a position that I'd like to be. Respected, acknowledged, all these things, and especially
Why?
as a woman. Huh?
Why is that the thing to which you aspire?
Because I have mommy issues that we talk about later on.
Mm-hmm. What are those?
Mom doesn't think I could ever do anything right.
Mm-hmm.
So she harps on everyone,
And who gives you the praise?
I am tempted to say Dad, but he doesn't really.
No,
So no.
he doesn't. Does he give you praise? In what form?
Exactly.
There you go. So yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. And so that's the dynamic that has to play out in this scene. All of this give and take, all of this approach avoidance is that.
Yeah.
Dangle, 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 flirt with you, that makes you feel empowered.
So, but there are a few indications, at least how I read it, that she's not really that afraid to call him out on at least a little bit of his bullshit.
No, absolutely
And
not.
so she's not, I didn't want to play her completely
No.
sort of,
Oh, hell
oh
no.
my God, you're the most amazing
No,
thing ever."
no, absolutely not. What happens when you get empowered? You feel like you're the kind of police officer you want to be, right? That's somebody who doesn't deal with bullshit
Yeah.
until
it's all bullshit.
until he comes back to you and diminishes you
Yeah.
in the scene, and then you need it again. I mean, look at it. If this is so Stockholmy.
I know. And
In
then
some
we
places.
had added this other scene because it was sort of her payback and no role
should be
reversal.
right, yeah.
Mhm.
And because we talked talked about earlier, how this one just felt a little too short.
No, I think this scene is the perfect length because there's a lot going on in here.
And it's worth mentioning that Bill she turns on him too,
Mhm.
but he turns on her pretty viciously as far as
you think?
he's making her, or he's saying that she's gonna have sex with him.
Talk to me more.
He's saying that he's gonna make her have sex with him, regardless of whether she wants to or not.
Keep talking.
And when he's talking to Jeff,
You take very large strides.
when he talks to Jeff,
Now you're taking like baby
I can't walk and talk. When he was talking to Jeff, he actually really belittles her, and he really starts attacking her, saying that somebody's going to mistake her for a cop if they need a cop.
You feel that nice slow walk we just did?
I did.
Do that in your scene.
I will.
Because you guys sprinted to get here.
Yeah,
Just like
and then we
wanted
just
a
like
little bit.
chilled the whole time here.
You don't have to keep up with it. You start the scene insecure, right?
Mhm.
You lag behind, he can come back to you.
Yeah, I
Why
kinda
don't
like
you go
that.
inside? Why don't you ever go inside until the end? What are you
So
waiting
need
for?
him to make me feel better.
And why don't you go inside? What's keeping you from going inside?
I think it's very possible that when I'm getting, I wanted to talk to her about her deal, and I didn't want to talk to her in front of them.
And you gotta do, exactly, so you gotta prime her. Do the scene again.
Yeah, I don't remember. Did I see that again?
And then we'll open it up for notes. I'm sorry, I just wanted to, I really wanted to do this. So, take the time, David. The wall is your place.
But
When eventually you get there. If she lags behind, you gotta deal with her while she's hanging behind, then go back and talk to her.
okay.
Here we go! Stand by. Oh, really? Action?
So just take it easy, will you? Just take it easy.
Yeah, sorry. I think I'm just still a little shook up, you know?
That's totally natural. I'd be worried if you weren't a little shook up, okay?
Yeah, okay.
But hey, I want you to know, you managed yourself pretty good back there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it was no big deal. Doing my job.
You kept your head, you controlled the situation, you did exactly what you were supposed to do. You did great.
Shut up.
I'm serious.
So, but is there really gonna be like an inquiry?
Yeah, but don't worry about that.
But like, what do? Do
They just, you gotta go down to the trial room, they'll ask you what happened, they'll ask me what happened. Read your report, they'll read my report, and they'll say, okay, thanks, that's it, don't worry about it. Anyway, that guy's gonna be fun. I mean, personally, I wouldn't hit him quite that hard, but it's a judgment call, you know?
Say that again and go to the wall.
I mean, personally, I wouldn't have hit him that hard. It's a judgment call, you know? Frankly, if I did hit him that hard, I'd probably be dead, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, for a minute there, I thought he was dead, you know?
Believe me, that guy's gonna be fine. And besides, he totally had it coming.
Right. I mean, you told me. You gotta establish yourself.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. I
Go
don't
back to
know-
the wall.
I don't know, and also...
You feeling close to him now? You feeling like you're on the same, you're copacetic right now? Yeah, let me go to him. Go to him. Find a place on the wall.
Okay.
Keep going.
Can we go from...
He would be dead right now.
Yeah.
Frankly, if I did, he'd be dead right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, for a minute there, I thought he was.
Believe me, that guy's gonna be fine. Besides, he totally had it coming.
Right? I mean, you said you gotta establish yourself.
Absolutely, there's no doubt about it. I don't know an officer in the division, male or female, that would have done the exact same thing.
Great. Stop looking at each other.
Okay.
I love you, but stop looking at each other. This is so much eye contact, it's killing me. Get over here. You're two cops. Having a talk.
Forward.
The world is out here, and for a moment at least, this is just two cops, who fucked, having a talk.
Okay.
Let it just be two people.
Watching, people watching.
You know they could be criminals. You don't know. Then, that way, when you have to tear away, it means something. Right now, this is, it's all confusion. Finding a place to land and taking the stakes away with the eye contact says, oh, I'm comfortable now. I agree. You've got my back. I've got your back. We're cool. What happens if you're in this position? Lean up against the thing.
I dance no fall.
Yep, there you go. There you go. You're facing out here. You're talking about shit. Tell her she's great.
Yeah, you're fantastic.
Say it with something other than just your voice. Suddenly then, what we've got is we've got a physical language that is appropriate for two police officers.
Gotcha, in the middle of the street.
However,
There's no
how
Right.
do you take it?
Yeah.
You know? And so for him, it's just like, yeah, there you go, buddy. And for you, it's,
I'm like, oh.
you with me? Not that, but it's that idea.
Man, nearly there.
that you know, that there's this element of, and that brings what happened in the bedroom that we were talking about here.
Okay.
It's an echo of that. Try it again from the top. I'm over directing, I'm sorry.
That's weird here.
Action.
Take it easy, will you? Just take it easy.
What if she enters first?
That's all we had.
Action.
Take it easy, will you? Just take it easy.
I know, I guess I'm still a little shook up, you know?
It's totally natural. I'd be worried if you weren't a little shook up, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Hey, I just want you to know, you did great back there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Shut up.
No, I'm serious.
But do you think there'll be like an inquiry or something?
Yeah, but don't worry about that.
But what did they do?
I'm gonna cut you again. I love this. I love you entering first. Do what you just did with her. Tell her she did great. You did this little bump with her. Do it again.
Yeah, I just want you to know, you handled yourself well back there.
Shut up.
I love that. How do you reply?
Yeah.
You just stepped away from him.
Step into it.
I don't know. Let me see what that looks like. See what that feels like.
Just want you to know, you handled yourself good back there.
Shut up.
I'm serious.
But do you think there'll be like an inquiry or something?
Yeah, but don't worry about that.
But like, I mean, what do they do? Do they?
They just, you gotta go to the trial room. They'll ask you what happened, they'll ask me what happened. They'll read your report, they'll read my report, and they'll say, okay, thanks, that's it. Don't worry about it. Anyway, that guy, he's gonna be fine. Now, personally, I wouldn't have hit him quite that hard. It was a judgment call, you know?
Yeah.
Frankly, if I did hit him that hard, he'd probably be dead now.
Yeah. Well, for a minute there, I thought he was.
Believe me, that guy's gonna be fine. Besides, he had it coming.
I mean, you told me you gotta establish yourself.
Absolutely, there's no doubt about it. I don't know an officer in the division, male or female, that wouldn't have done the same thing the exact same way.
Yeah.
Only, probably not as good.
Thanks. That means a lot coming from you.
Show him. Say it again. Probably not as good.
Only, probably not as good.
Yeah. Thanks. That means a lot coming from you.
What do you mean?
You can't not acknowledge that, David.
Only,
that's good.
only, probably not as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. That means a lot coming from you.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I don't know. That's all.
You like the way I handle myself?
Slightly, yeah.
All right. So what do you think of me? No, I'm serious now.
Are you talking about on the streets or in the sheet?
Got to answer both ways.
I was thinking on the streets, but perhaps I could think otherwise.
Well, it's innuendo. It's double entendre.
Right.
So again, that bleeds over. But I like this more intimate feel here.
I felt better, yeah.
There's a dance going on here, and what's interesting is the dialogue is here, and the physical language is an entirely different scene. And it's like we're watching both at the same time, and it's fucking fascinating to watch this happen simultaneously. You know, it's this whole, you know, it's like, well, you know, we got 15 people coming into the board meeting, but you know, my favorite part about the board meeting is when they bring in the crawlers. You know, the crawlers. I'm in my, yeah, and suddenly it's just like having a talk about the snack and the thing, but in the meantime, there's a whole other story going on with you know, and it's, yeah.
I was so here.
If we had planned that ahead, maybe it would have been the same. So, but the idea, but yeah. And are you comfortable with physical touch on duty?
I don't think I am.
Versus, are you? You know, I mean.
I think that happens to be something her and I might be having in common, but I made it a choice because I think she loves him so much because of the professional.
That's why the smack worked at the beginning. Come on. That was guys, that was like, you know, you're one of the boys then, and
Yeah.
that's okay.
Okay.
But I think it's okay.
You think in these
'Cause-
moments it's okay to go into like a more,
I-
what do you say?
Here's what I'm going to say. How does a tomboy express affection? You make a list of things you can do, you know? I mean, when he says, what's the line you leaned in and said to her?
Probably not as good.
Try it again.
Shit, what was it?
Only not as good.
Well, I mean, that's good.
Yeah? Yeah. Thanks. He's looking at me too much on that one. For me to feel like in the genuine, to take it to a genuine thing. I feel like I take it to a genuine moment because I want him to know how much it meant to me.
Try it not looking at her. Let me see.
Sorry.
Only, probably not as good.
Yeah? Thanks. That really means a lot coming from you.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I don't know, that's all.
What did I ever do to deserve such high praise?
You owe me nothing.
Seriously.
What did you do?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
You like the way I handle myself?
Yeah, slightly, yeah.
All right, so hey, so what do you think of me? Now I'm serious. What do you think of me?
I think you're the most dedicated person I ever saw.
Don't bother me.
I think you're the best cop I've ever met.
No shit.
Don't ask me questions if you don't want to know the truth. I don't fuck around. You want to know bullshit? Why don't you go talk to Lieutenant Finale or whatever the fuck his name is?
You don't like Bob.
I don't care. He can talk his shit if he wants. I don't care.
So I'm the best copy ever saw.
Ugh, you heard what I said. You also got a head the size of something really large, but yeah, you're
Say it physically.
the kind of cop I'd like to be one day. And that's the truth.
No, the swelled head.
Yeah.
Say it physically.
Okay. Can you take it from? You like the?
You like the way I handle myself.
Slightly, yeah.
So what do you think of me? I'm serious now. What do you think of me?
I think you're the most dedicated person I've ever met.
Bother me.
Oh, yeah, I think you're the best cop
Oh.
I've ever seen.
Let's take that back. Make it about sex, David.
Okay.
There's a reason why you say don't butter me up. This changes direction. What is the pause between I think you're the best cop I've ever
We're
seen?
not talking about. Yeah, it's an intimate moment.
Yeah. Yeah, and you change the subject to make it more official, right? And that doesn't happen unless you make it about sex to begin with. Try it again.
That's good.
Yeah? Thanks, but that means a lot coming from you.
What do you mean?
I mean, I don't know. That's all.
You like the way I handle myself?
I don't think that's it, David. Let's try again. Let's just try again.
I have a tough time being cool.
That's all right. Just at least you didn't tack pilgrim onto the end of it. The pilgrim.
Maybe that
So-
would have worked.
So just try a different choice. I don't know what the choice is. Try something different.
I will go safe. No more risks.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. Just joking.
No, more risks, just of a different kind.
Yeah, not corny. Sorry.
He thinks he's the shit, even though he's insecure.
That's why he got.
Yeah, no.
But that's a comic, like that's a.
It is.
That's a
Make this about
cartoon version of that.
You are fucking Don fucking Juan and Cirque du Soleil all in one.
Me too. First of all, they were those guys.
Wow.
They suck. But one of those guys.
Okay,
Okay.
here we go.
Only, better.
No, that's not the light.
No.
Only not as good.
Only, not as good.
Yeah? Thanks. That means a lot coming from you.
What do you mean?
What? I don't know. I mean, that's all.
You like the way I handle myself?
Yeah, slightly. Yeah.
So what do you think of me? Now I'm serious. What do you think of me?
I think you're the most dedicated person I've ever met.
Don't blather me.
I think you're the best cop I've ever seen.
No shit.
Don't ask me questions if you don't want to know the answers. I don't bullshit. I don't fuck around. You want a lot of bullshit? Why don't you go ask Lieutenant Finelli or whatever the fuck his name is?
You don't like
I
Bob
don't
Finelli?
care. You can talk your shit if you
Yeah,
want.
I think this is the dynamic that I think revisiting, going and reworking the scene now with this sort of approach avoidance and this dynamic, I think is the way to go with it. I think it is.
Yeah, I didn't like the. I mean, I tried it, but it was too. I didn't like it once I did that little macho thing.
Try a number of different ways. I think you'll figure it out. Is what I think.
Ooh, that was deep. We're back on the peacock level.
Well,
Yeah. Copy.
other observations? Did I give you my notebook?
No, I
I have a
took
quick
it just in
question
case you
for
wanted it,
David.
and it would be right here.
Your line, what do you mean? What did
Yes.
you say, Jenny, that prompts that? It means a lot coming from you?
Mhm.
Do you know what she means?
Yes.
Okay.
I know I gave that look like she caught me off guard with the question. I kind of gave the eyes over here until it registers.
I think he's saying you came across a too